many members of his own party.
He is vowing to fight the Freedom Caucus or anybody else that gets in his way. President Trump tweeting out yesterday, quote, "The Freedom Caucus will hurt the entire Republican agenda if they don't get on the team and fast. We must fight them and Dems in 2018. That tweet, a strike at the House caucus that basically sunk the Obamacare replacement bill. Joining us to talk more about this, our political analysts, Carl Jackson and Ernest Deloach. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Ernest is licking his chops on this, so I'm going to go to Carl first. Carl, you know, it was just a couple of days ago, the president said, you know what, health care, it's going to be easy. We're going to work with the Democrats. We're going to make it happen. Now, 180. He's ready to fight everybody to make this happen.
Yeah, well, there's two words to keep in mind, or three words rather: mistake, win, and saved. The president is entitled to mistakes, and this is a big one, quite frankly. If you go back prior to the election, it was the Freedom Caucus that had his back, and it wasn't the moderates, if you will, or the establishment. So to turn his back on the Freedom Caucus, I think is just a big mistake. I think he's kind of calculating and sticking his finger to the wind to see what happens. It was a big mistake. There are rumors that maybe Reince Priebus sent out the tweet. I hope that's true. But ultimately, it's just a big mistake. You want the people to win, not politics to win inside of Washington, D.C. So a big error there. And I got to tell you, honestly, there's 40 members of the Freedom Caucus. Only 15 went against the bill. The other were moderate Republicans. So it's unfair to place the blame there. And I think they saved the president in the 2018 elections, quite frankly.
And Ernest, the Freedom Caucus, they're representing their constituents, and they're defending a bill, or they're going up against a bill that, let's be honest, it was not a popular bill by any stretch of the imagination.
Not at all. Yeah. Even within the party, even within folks that call themselves Trump supporters, it never got more than 40% support. And we have to remember a little bit, I know this president has trouble with history. He thinks that Frederick Douglass is still alive. He asked a group of women the other day, have they ever heard of Susan B. Anthony? But more recent history, look, these are the same folks that shut the government down in 2013 when they thought at that time House Speaker Boehner was too complicit with then President Obama in trying to raise the debt ceiling. This is the same group of people who ousted House Speaker Boehner without there being any controversy or any scandal of any type. It's the same people that confirmed now Speaker Ryan. They are contrarian. They go against the grain. And what I like about it, aside from the fact that it's outright civil war in the Republican Party right now and it's just spectator television for Democrats, what I love about it, though, is that after the tweets, and there were two from President Trump, one against the Freedom Caucus in general, one against actual individual members of the caucus, is that the caucus tweeted back and said exactly what Carl just said. Hey, we're the folks that backed you when nobody did. We were the first ones here. You didn't make us, sir. We made you. Excuse me.
And you know, Carl, Ernest brings up a good point, and I want to focus on that because the Freedom Caucus, they didn't take the Twitter threat all that seriously. With falling, approval numbers, do the president's Twitter threats have as much teeth as they used to have?
Well, yeah, I'm sure they will, but not with the Freedom Caucus. I mean, these are people that get bashed all the time. Obviously, the heat is intense, but we have to remember not to lose focus. Obamacare is a bad bill. You have teenagers, or not teenagers, but right out of college, people that are supposed to pay 8% actuarial, so 90% of coverage that they're somehow going to pay for older people. So Ernest makes some great points, and we're sounding a lot alike this morning, but we can't forget the issue. The issue is Obamacare is bad. It's hurting the American consumer, and Republicans have to do something about it.
Ernest, I'm going to give you the last word here. The president is fighting a war on so many different fronts. Can he govern and continue all these battles that he's got going on?
No, he can't. He's being spread thin, excuse me. He's still trying to confirm a cabinet that's still not completely filled. He's dealing with investigations into his administration and his campaign's dealings with Russia. And even that in and of itself is fraught with danger. He's got a chair of that committee that's been consorting with the White House, it seems like, behind our back. Mike Flynn now says, give me a deal and I'll sing like a bird. He needs a win badly. He may get a win on Gorsuch. That's where the Democrats should be careful, but he needs a win badly. And one last thing, just to let You know, there's a special election right now going on in Georgia where they're replacing the current HHS secretary, who was a former congressman from Georgia. That's been a seat held by Republicans for decades. It very well could go D. So this thing has repercussions beyond the White House and before 2018.
Carl Jackson, Earnest, Deloach, gentlemen, thank you. I'm going to mark my calendar. For the most part, you guys agreed today.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm a little surprised.
Except I think Democrats are shaking in their boots for Obamacare today.
Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much. Let's toss it on over to Jamie King. Looking at